Yo, YouTube, man, what is going on with y'all big fools, man? It is your guy, it's your boy, man, Flag Island, man, back at it again with another video. Hope everybody out there is having a blessed one, a safe one, a promising one. You dig what I'm saying, man? Hold on a second, man. I've been over here drinking and stuff like that. Let me get all the way situated. Am I situated? Let me get all the way situated. I don't feel like I'm situated. Hold on. And I know a lot of y'all be like, Fly, you usually be drinking the Patron and stuff like that, man. Well, it's a Wednesday. I'm chilled out. I'm cooling. You know what I'm saying? I'm vibing and stuff like that. You know, at the crib and stuff like that, man. Just got done, you know what I'm saying, doing a couple of, you know what I'm saying, running around and all that good old stuff. I'm chilling, bro. So I didn't want to drink too heavy or whatever the case may be. But I wanted to make a video for y'all big headed fools real quick. I like doing the story time shit, man. I like talking about my life and shit like that because I feel like I got a very interesting life. You feel me? Like, I don't know, man. Something about my life, man, I feel like it's very interesting, man. I like for people to, you know what I'm saying, understand and hear it and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of people that knows me personally. Well, they think they know me personally. But they don't know the type of shit that I went through. You feel me? And in this video, I want to tell y'all about me losing my virginity. You feel me? If y'all don't know, right? And I know a lot of y'all gonna look at me sideways and be like, bro, what the fuck? Like, hell no, bro. We not riding off of that shit, gang. Like, we can't fuck with that. Like, look, hear me out, bro. Just hear me out, right? I lost my virginity, bro, to an individual that was, because I'm totally different from y'all, right? But I lost my virginity to an individual that was not my, you know, high school sweetheart, was not my, you know, girlfriend. It was not, you know, the girl on the block and stuff like that or whatever. No, this ain't no love of basketball type shit right here. This ain't no, you know what I'm saying, what's that one movie called? The Wood type shit right here. You feel me? This is right here as straight gutter as it get. You feel me, gang? I lost my virginity, right, to a prostitute. Yeah. I'm one of those guys. You know what I'm saying? Rare breed, but I'm one of those guys. And I know y'all probably sitting there like, Flag Guy, how the hell did that happen? Well, I'm about to tell you a little bit here, ass. Just sit back and relax. You know what I'm saying? Give me a couple minutes. I'm gonna explain to you, right? Let me go ahead and hit this real quick. So we going all the way back into down at like the year of like 2000 and I want to say like 2003, 2004, back when I was 12 years old or whatever the case may be. I was 12 years old, right? I was literally 11 going on 12 and shit like that. And give y'all a little bit more of a backdrop and shit like that. I've been, you know what I'm saying, you know, messing around, dabbling and stuff like that, blase, whatever the case may be. I remember back in school and shit like that, it was me and this little white little chick or whatever. We used to play this one little game or whatever, because we used to always sit next to each other. It used to be me, this white girl, then this other Hispanic girl, and this white boy. We used to always sit together, because back in those days, when we was in the classroom and shit like that, right, it used to be 4 to a unit. So it would be 4 of us, like a unit. So it would be 2 of us facing this way, 2 of us facing this way, so on and so forth throughout the whole classroom, right? And it'd be like 30 of us, right? So we used to always play this little game, right, that we will sit next to each other and stuff like that, and we will grab each other's crotches. Now, look, I'm not grabbing Buddy's crotch, right? The little white girl used to sit next to me, right? The little Hispanic girl used to sit next to my homeboy and stuff like that. So they be doing them, we be doing us and stuff like that, whatever the case may be. So we was doing that like at, man, 10, 11 years old and stuff like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We did a whole the little house stuff, you know what I'm saying, kissing and stuff like that, blase, whatever the case may be. But never know, you know, never know that though. None of that. You feel me? None of that yet. So, gee, check this out, gang. I remember when I was 11 years old, right, I was really starting to get, like, rammed up. Like, I'm going to be 100 with y'all. I was really getting, like, fired up, like, rammed up. Like, I remember one night, I was watching, you know what I'm saying, Don't Be a Menace on HBO, and it's about 10, maybe 11 o'clock at night, and I fall asleep, right? I fall asleep, and I wake up, and come to my knowledge, Don't Be a Menace and went off the TV and stuff like that, and now it's, you know, back in those days, it used to be HBO, like, after hours, right? So it would be, like, Hooker Point, it'll be like like a whole bunch of sex stuff, but it would be like soft porn, right? So you'll see like titties and ass and stuff like that, but you won't see no penetration, nothing like you won't see no weird shit like that, right? So I used to wake up out of my sleep and see shit like that, and I'm just sitting there like, bro, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm sitting there like, dog, like, hold on a second, G, like, this is what I'm missing. So I used to catch shit like that, right? And then also, I was also watching, you know what I'm saying, because late night on BET, I used to be a big fan of Comic View. You know what I'm saying? If you stayed up late night, they'll show the little sitcoms and stuff like that till about 11, 12 or whatever. Then classic Comic View and Comic View will come on. And that will last until about like 1-ish, 2 o'clock, depending on where you live at and stuff like that. Then the next hour, for a whole hour, it'll be uncut. BET Uncut, where you get all the uncut videos and stuff like that, where you seeing a lot. It'll still be censored and shit like that, but you'll be seeing a lot. Bro, shout out to Uncut. I don't know where the fuck that shit done went to, dog, but shout out to Uncut, man. I wish that shit came back, man, because that's like just memories in my head, bro. It's like, damn, dog, like my life, my childhood was something special. But y'all remember, right, with Uncut, that shit will come on, right, and that shit will last for like an hour. Then as soon as that shit go off, because where I live at, that shit will come on like at 2 o'clock, and it'll go off at 3. Then at 3 o'clock, it'll be like nothing but Christian shit for like the next several 8 hours and shit like that. So I'll be sitting there watching Uncut, you know what I'm saying, head out, pussy popping on their hands, then dun 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 dun. You know, I'll be watching that shit. I'll be watching motherfucking I love them white girl. I'll be watching that shit. And there's just so much shit that used to come on that motherfucker, right? They'll have the Uncut shit on there. They'll have Girls Gone Wild commercials coming on and shit like that. And you'll be all fired up as a young boy. You'll be all fired up like, God damn, man, like, shit. You know what I mean? Then out of nowhere, boom. It'll be motherfucking like, this one pastor just get to screaming shit. The Lord! Like, oh shit, like, just do you all the way off and shit, gang. So, that was the move right there, right? You feel me? But, get back on the story and shit, just give you a little hindsight and shit, right? I was turning 12 years old and shit like that or whatever. And this happened before my birthday. So really I was 11, but I just say 12 though, because it was like a couple weeks off and shit like that or whatever. But my older brothers and shit like that, because I got 3 older brothers or whatever, you know what I'm saying, they was out here doing their thing and shit like that. And when I say older brothers, like they way older than me. Like at that time, I was 11 going on 12. They was already, one of them probably was like 17, 18. The other one's probably like 22. And the other brother was probably like 25 at the time. Like, these motherfuckers are grown already. You feel me? A couple times, man, they didn't caught me, like, you know what I'm saying, looking at certain shit. I remember one time we had went to DC and shit like that or whatever. And we went out there to DC or whatever. I had got a hold of this, like, it was like a little telescope. Y'all remember those telescopes back in the day where you'll look through them and it'll be like a whole bunch of, like, shapes and objects and shit like that, but you wouldn't be looking at nothing. It'd just be like, what's inside of the telescope? Well, I got a hold of a telescope that had a naked girl in there. So I used to always sit there and just look at it. And this happened when I was in DC and shit. So I just always sit there and look at it. And my brother got curious one day, like, what the fuck are you always looking at this motherfucker? Like, every time I see you, you just doing this. So he looked at it and seen what I was looking at. He like, oh, hell no. So he tossed that motherfucker. And he seen how devastated I was. And that had to be like when I was like, maybe like 9 or 10 or some shit like that, right? So I was devastated when that shit happened, gang. So, I guess he had told my other brothers and shit like that. And, I guess motherfuckers knew, you know what I'm saying, like, damn, our little brother, you know what I'm saying, he on that type of time and shit like that or whatever. So, when I was about to turn 12 years old and shit like that, they used to have this one little girl or whatever, this one little lady friend or whatever, they used to, you know what I'm saying, run around with her. Cause like I said, my brothers, they deep into the streets doing their thing or whatever the case may be. Shout out to them, but we ain't gonna put any business out. You know what I'm saying, they was doing their thing and shit. So, they had this one little chick with them or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? She was riding along with them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? She was making money and doing their thing and stuff like that. Blah, 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 whatever. So, their great idea for a birthday present was for her to sleep with me. Now, shorty ass at the time, I believe she was like 19 or whatever. Now, I know a lot of y'all gonna sit there and be like, oh my God, that's Sagittarius, you know, blah, blah, blah. Bro, look. it's one thing that happens to a female. Y'all know how society looks at it when it happens to a female. But when it happens to a guy, you know what I'm saying, that's acceptable. You feel me? Like, let's just be honest, right? But I remember the day that I'm sitting there in my room and shit. I'm playing the game and shit like that, PlayStation 2 or whatever. And my brother come up in there and shit like that. Like, little bro, what you got going on? I'm like, nothing. I'm just playing the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm chilling or whatever. He like, oh, okay. So he leaves out or whatever. He comes back or whatever the case may be. Like, hey, little bro, such and such, you know, I ain't gonna put her business out there and shit like that, but such and such, you know what I'm saying? She finna come in here real quick. She finna, stay here for a minute and stuff like that. We finna head out. So I ain't thinking shit about it. So I'm like, oh, yeah, she can come in here, stay in here, whatever the case may be, whatever, right? So she comes in the room and shit like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We've been knowing each other. Like, I've been seeing her and stuff like that or whatever. So I know who she was or whatever the case may be. So she comes in the room and stuff like that. She's like, what's going on? What you got going on? I'm just playing the game and stuff like that. Blase, whatever. You know what I mean? She's like, oh, can I play with you? I'm like, yeah, let's play and shit. You know what I'm saying? So we playing the game and all that good old shit, whatever the case may be. We bullshitting or whatever. And you got to remember, I'm at this time 11 years old, going on 12. She at the time is like 19. You feel me? So, of course, she's making all the moves, doing all the, you know what I'm saying, talking and shit like that or whatever the case may be. So, as we're playing the game and shit like that, we having a little small talk or whatever. And she hit me with the, your brothers told me that you been caught a couple of times watching those freaky videos. And at the time I was embarrassed. I'm like, what? Like, oh my gosh, like, no, that's not me. Like, hell no, like, nah. She like, nah, it's cool, like, chill, it's all good and stuff like that or whatever. And I'm like, no, because I'm in my head, I'm thinking to myself, because I'm still young, she's gonna tell my mom, she's gonna tell my dad, like, fuck, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm scared and shit. She's like, no, it's all good, like, be cool, you good, like, you know how we rock and stuff like that. So she trying to calm me down and shit like that or whatever the case may be or whatever. And she was like, so do you like watching those videos? And I'm sitting there all shy and shit, you know, so I got the dimples on both sides and shit. I'm like, yeah, a little bit. I like him a little bit, you know. She knew what the fuck she was doing, bro. God, she got my ass. But she's sitting there hitting me with the little wordplay and shit like that. Like, so you like looking at that shit or whatever. I'm like, yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I do. You know, all shy shit. I'm acting like Norbit. I'm acting like 11-year-old Norbit and shit like that. You feel me? So she was like, well, you know, that right there, what you watching is, you know, faking shit. And, you know, have you ever did it in reality? And I'm like, oh, no, I never, no. I just watched. Never did. She's like, oh, you never did? Nothing like that? I'm like, no. So she hid out real quick. She went to the bathroom and shit. I guess, you know, get freshened all up and shit like that, you know. So she got to make sure she, you know, spray good, smell good, you know, clean all, you know. She got to make sure she good for the kid and shit at the young age and shit, right? So she come back and shit like that. She like, let me show you something real quick. I'm like, what you got to show me? So at the time, though, you got to remember, this is like 2003, 2004, or something like that, right? I had a little laptop computer and shit like that. Really, it was a family laptop, but I used to always have it in my room and shit like that because I always be on the internet and shit like that or whatever. I had LimeWire on deck. Computer had a whole bunch of viruses and shit like that. Like, shout out to that Toshiba laptop that we had because that computer... Bro, that computer has so many viruses on that motherfucker, it don't make no goddamn sense, bro. You know what I mean? So, she grabs the laptop and shit like that. She go on LimeWire and shit like that. Because if you remember at that time on LimeWire, anything that was video or audio, you can get it on that motherfucker, right? And a lot of videos, well, not videos, but a lot of songs, you would think it would be a song, but it would be a video, right? So, she knew the whole little lick, the whole little play. She downloaded a couple little shit and stuff like that. So, boom, she put it on the laptop and shit. That shit a little loud and shit. I'm like, hold on, turn it down. She like, boy, there ain't nobody here. Your mom ain't here and shit like that. I'm like, okay. Like, I'm still on the little shy tip. You feel me? So, she playing the shit and stuff like that or whatever the case may be. She like, how does that make you feel? I'm like, that shit look good. Like, that shit, look, man, that shit look good right there, man. And she hit me with some, bro, I ain't gonna lie. She had game, bro. Bro, shout out to Shorty. Y'all wonder why my life is so different from motherfuckers, right? But Shorty hit me with the, well, you know, that right there is fake, but this right here is real. And you can have it right now if you want to. And I'm so lame and square at the motherfucking time and shit. Like, the shit didn't even transpond or, like, you know, dialect in my motherfucking head and shit. Like, the signals wasn't clicking, dog. You feel me? Like, it just didn't respond to me. So, I'm sitting there looking stupid in the face like, what do you mean? Like, I'm confused right now. She like, just come here. Just come here. So, she gave me a little kiss real quick. She like, how do you feel about that? And I'm like, it feels right. It feels good. She like, does it? I'm like, yeah. You're not scared, are you? I'm like, nah. So, and I don't want to get too explicit because we're talking about a situation when I was 11 years old versus a 9. So I don't want to get too explicit, but we started doing us. And I'm not going to lie to you. She led the whole way and shit like that. Like, she was the one that was choreographing, orchestrating the whole goddamn situation and stuff like that. You feel me? And, bro, it's crazy that that shit happened the way that it happened, right? And after it happened, she explained to me, right? And it's crazy that she explained this shit to me, and it always stuck in my head to this day. Like, all right, I just did what I just did to you and stuff like that. And I know you feeling a lot of emotions and stuff like that, like feelings that you never felt before. But one thing I want to tell you, this is what she's saying. One thing I want to tell you though, me and you, we can never be together. Don't get attached to me. You feel me? Like, that was that, and that's what it's going to be. And I'm not going to lie. We probably did it like 2 more times and shit like that, then never again. So a total of 3 or 4 times or whatever, right? But she always drilled in my head, like, don't get attached to me. Like, this is not forever right here. Like, this is in the moment. Live for the moment. Cherish the moment. And that's it. Like, after that, you know, I'm going my way. You go your way. That's what it is type shit. Because, you know, she was a prostitute. She did her thing and shit like that or whatever, right? So she said what she said and stuff like that. And that shit right there always stuck in my head because when I finally, like, you know, started dating girls and, you know, having sex with girls that I went to school with and shit like that, I never got attached to them. Like, it was always just a boom, bada bing, and just moved around and shit. Some people may look at it as, damn, like, you'll never get attached, so you'll never catch feelings and shit like that, blase, blase, whatever, you know, you're a strong dude. And some people look at it as, like, oh, you just out here just playing girls and blah, 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 shit like that. Like, no, it's not that, but I would say that I am not one of those people that's easy to be naive about shit, right? Just because a bitch give me some pussy and shit like that. Like, I'm not finna be easy to be naive about that shit and just fall in love and just, oh my God, this girl's my life and blah, blah. Like, that's not me, gang. Like, you feel how I'm moving? Like, I don't draw off that type of cloth right there, you know? And a lot of that shit comes from me catching up them partners with shorty ass back in the day and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she put me on game. Like, she really, like, you know what I'm saying, molded me into the person I am to this day. You know what I'm saying? Some people look at me as a person that's cold-hearted. Some people look at me as a person that I'm just a strong individual. However you look at it, however you draw off it, you know what I'm saying, I am me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I am a man. You dig? But just to, you know what I'm saying, give y'all, you know what I'm saying, a little episode and a little, you know what I'm saying, subway about, you know what I'm saying, my life and shit, that's how I lost my virginity. I know a lot of y'all lost y'all virginity to, you know, girls that y'all was going out with, you know, little fake love and shit like that. A lot of y'all lost y'all virginity to, you know what I'm saying, high school sweetheart or your school sweetheart and shit like that. You know, y'all had that type of, you know what I'm saying, you know, Cinderella fairy tale type of story. I lost my virginity to a prostitute. You feel me? And I must say, even though I lost it to the person I lost to and shit like that, it made me into the person I am to this day where, you know, I'm, like I keep on telling y'all, I'm not easy manipulated. I'm not easy fooled. I'm not easy bamboozled. Like, a bitch gonna have to come with more than just some pussy with me. Like, that pussy shit don't mean shit to me. Like, yeah, that's a plus, woo, and all that shit, but you're gonna have to come harder than that. Like, we gotta talk about these finances. We gotta talk about, you know what I'm saying, your upbringing. We gotta talk about, you know what I'm saying, how you move and groove and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on that type of time. Like, I'm not like these other niggas where get so, you know, pussy will because of the pussy and shit like that. Pussy can be on point, head can be on point, that shit don't mean nothing to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? No cap. Like, that's just me. You feel me? And a lot of that shit draws from that back then, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the shit that I went through. You know what I mean? But I just want to give y'all, that little video real quick of how I lost my virginity and shit like that. I talked about this before, like, long time ago on my other page and shit. Like, I probably talked about this shit like 4 years ago, like 2019 or whatever. But I wouldn't make it on this page and shit like that, because this is pretty much what this page is all about and shit. Like, there's a whole bunch of shit, you know what I mean? But I appreciate y'all rocking with me. You already know, rock the book, cool in the school, man. I'm going to catch y'all big headed fools in the next one. Y'all be smooth, y'all be blessed, y'all be prayed up, all that good old shit, man. And until next time, I'm going to holler at y'all. Enough of my peace, love, and blessings, and positivity. Y'all be smooth, y'all be swervy out here in this bitch. And I'm gone, man. Gone. Holler at me in the next one, man. Let's get money.